So Pam Grier successfully battled cancer despite doctors giving her a death sentence. She revealed the journey was lonely but credits her survival to two factions of medicine. She's famous for portraying the tough girl who knows how to handle a gun. But Pam, true toughness, revealed itself when she was forced to battle the big C. Pam was 39 when fate dealt with her rough hand. Doctors discovered she had stage 4 cervical cancer. The Foxy Brown star, whose first ambition was to become a doctor, had a disease she had to face. It was ironic considering she was a health nut, but who would run miles daily and adhere to no meat diet. But a routine cervical test showed abnormalities, and as soon as she was operating room, she was having her disease-ridden tissues removed. Despite the assurance that she would be fine, she got the most devastating call from her pathologist a few days later. She was told she had 16 to 18 months to live. Cancer wasn't new to her family. Her sister Krista died of breast cancer. At the time, Pam was diagnosed in 1988. Having cancer was a death sentence. Doctors prepared her for the worst and even asked that she draw up her will. It took a while for Pam to begin treatment, since she was fresh from surgery. But when she began what she described as a full-time job of treatments, she said it was the loneliest she's ever been. It was then she realized who her real friends were. She said, "You learn who your friends are when you have cancer." Many of the people she thought were her friends couldn't cope with her reality. Even her boyfriend failed to show up on her first session of chemo, and the next time she saw him, it was 5 years later. But fate became kind to Pam. She believes a stroke of luck helped her overcome what she assumed would be a reason for her death. Through the combination of Eastern and Western medication, she beat the cancer. Her doctor sent her to Chinese herbalist, who prescribed her herbs, tinctures, and a lot of intake of hot tea to relax toxins. This, plus yoga and chemo, are what Pam thinks cured her and ultimately saved her life. Though no one is ever cured of cancer, Pam has been in remission for years. Not one to take her health lightly, she constantly surrounds herself with the simplicities of the environment. She currently resides on a farm in rural Colorado and delights in coming home to a well of fresh, clear mountain water with no chemicals in it and clean air. She tells Oprah Winfrey, "I just kept being drawn back into simplicity of rural life. It's my sanctuary," she says. Pam's life story is featured in her memoir, Foxy, My Life in 3 Acts, which also discusses her relationships, including her high-profile romance with Richard Pryor. Pam revealed the comedian was drawn into her simplicity, but their year-and-a-half relationship ended for the same reason. Richard famously functioned on drugs, and the clean-living Pam was hindering him. He admitted he'd have trouble being funny if he was sober. Pam never married despite a string of relationships that also included Freddie Prinze, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Soul Train host Don Cornelius. The closest she ever became to being married was an engagement to music executive Kevin Evans in 1998. It ended a year later. Thank you for listening, and for more celebrity news, please subscribe.